Alrighty guys, what's going on everybody? Welcome back here to another live stream, my friends. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. Glad to have you guys here for another update, my friends. We got ourselves a bit of a issue regarding the potential for severe weather coming up here for the 1st into the 2nd. Well, it's a pretty big risk out there now. As you probably have heard by now, they have upgraded the risk here to a 30% probability, which is the maximum risk that they can issue this far out. It's a pretty big risk too, you know, going all the way from Texas, going through Oklahoma into Arkansas, Missouri, portions out there by Kansas, you know, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, and then that's moving into 2nd, where we have even more of a concern from places out by the mid-Atlantic, but we'll get more into that here in a few moments. But what's up, everybody? Hope everyone's doing good. Let's go ahead and see what we got here first here. Now we can go ahead and give a warm welcome to everybody. So we have iFunny, we have John, we have Lucy, we have Mr. Wolf, we have Pilot, we have Emily, we have Anthony. Let's see here. We got ourselves Shrimpy. Let's see here. We have Edits. We have, let's see here. We have Mike. We got, I don't know if I already said Emily, but Emily's here. Let's see here. Let's go down to the bottom. See who else we got. We have SLDS. We have Doe. Let's see. Cooper. We have Amanda, Tiffany, Jonna. And let's see here. I think I listed everybody. And obviously, welcome everybody else who's joining us as well. Let's see. Audio's a little quiet. It looks like it's outputting pretty good for me. Maybe just turn up your volume. I don't know, man. Anyways, you guys, but yeah, no, we do have ourselves a pretty big risk regarding the potential out there for severe weather. We're going to go ahead and hop our way over here to this program here. So we are watching, you know, once again, a pretty big risk. Now, if we hop over here to the west, out there by California, you're going to notice that we have a strong low pressure system that is currently driving its way across the region. And we're actually seeing a lot of precipitation, a lot of rainfall, and all kinds of stuff happening out there towards California, a lot of upper level snowfall. And, well, you guessed it, this is actually the system that is going to be sparking all the severe weather coming up here. So this is going to be the main engine, the main driver of all of this madness. So we'll have to, you know, obviously watch the progression of this. And as we dive into models, you're going to see exactly what's going to happen to that low pressure system. It's going to swing its way across the southwest, work its way up here towards the central U.S., and then shoot its way across the Ohio Valley, driving severe weather through a lot of the central and eastern part of the country. So, anyways, but let's actually start off here. We're gonna go back a day. So this is actually for day 3, which, let's see here, day 3, I believe it's the 31st, which is Sunday. So this is actually for Easter. So for Easter here on the 31st, the Storm Prediction Center has already pushed out a little risk here regarding the potential for severe weather, we do have a little bit of a risk, marginal, nothing too serious, but it is a pretty large area overall. So, this is not the big event, guys. This is just the beginning of, the first day of severe weather, which is, as of now, a low threat. But, for northern portions of Missouri, we got southern Iowa, small slivers in southeastern Nebraska, northeastern Kansas, cutting through central Illinois, through a lot of Indiana, northern Kentucky, central southern Ohio, central and western sides here of West Virginia is included here in the risk here for Sunday, which is Easter. So for Easter, we're going to have a bit of a threat here. Now, if we hop over here to the Storm Prediction Center, their wording on this, we're going to go ahead and zoom in just a little bit here. So the wording that they have put on this here, it seems like whenever it comes to, the probabilities and all that stuff, the main concern seems to be an isolated large hail threat with strong elevated storms. It kind of seems like hail here for Easter Sunday might be the biggest concern. So hail is something we should, watch out there for. Yeah, with potential for hail is expected Sunday. So so the main threat starting off here for Easter Sunday. Once again, this is not the big day. This is, what I always say, the appetizer before the main entree. I said it in my video earlier. It's what it is. I mean, it's just the light threat before the big stuff. And, regarding for Easter, we have ourselves that risk across, once again, the Midwest into the Ohio Valley. But then we work our way over here into April 1st here. Now, this is the big day of things. I think that April 1st is going to be like the most severe of it. And, like I said, if you're highlighted here, you definitely need to be monitoring this system because, it's a pretty big risk. And, already in the 15% risk area, it's a pretty decent shot for severe weather. So starting off there in Texas, going through Oklahoma, Kansas, Arkansas, Missouri, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio. This is for April 1st. Those are the states that are going to be really impacted. But then, of course, like I was saying, the new upgrade that they've added here yesterday, pretty much earlier this morning, like really early this morning, they added this, which is actually a 30%. Why is oh my gosh, my program did not like that. But it's a 30% chance. So it's a much greater probability, 2 times the amount of probability as the yellow here. So we're seeing a really good shot for a lot of severe weather to occur. Here for April 1st across, portions like eastern Oklahoma. This is just to the east of Oklahoma City, but Tulsa, inside the 30% chance probability. We got, a lot of other areas here, but so still, even in the 15% region, Oklahoma City should still be watching this because it's a pretty decent threat regardless of what color you're in here. So the yellow is equivalent to a slight risk, a level 2 out of 5 severe weather threat. And the orange, or, this shade here, this is actually equivalent to an enhanced risk, a level 3 out of 5. And you can already see just how big that risk is overall. So it's definitely a pretty widespread decent risk here. So, we'll definitely need to be watching out there for that. But moving into like Arkansas, included in this region, it does include like Fayetteville, Harrison, Paris, Fort Smith. Moving into, let's see here, southeastern Kansas, towards Coffeyville, inside that 30% region, Topeka, Kansas in the 15%. Once again, regardless of what color you're in, you definitely need to watch out there for this. Then moving into Missouri, we have St. Louis, we have Columbia, we have Springfield, some pretty populated areas here included. Working our way over here now into Illinois. Now, there's not much of a 30% risk for Illinois as of now. There's a 15% risk here, which, once again, should still be monitored, like towards Springfield, Peoria, I think it is. Let's see, Charleston, Carbondale, Mount Vernon. Moving in towards Indiana, towards Indianapolis, Bloomington, Attica, Kokomo, into northern Kentucky, where Louisville is included. Obviously, moving into Ohio, too, where we have Cincinnati and all those regions there as well, in the overall risk. And that's just for one day, guys. That's literally just for April 1st here. Now, then we work our way over here into April 2nd, aka my birthday here. So for my birthday, we have a pretty large risk as well. So this is not just going to be a one-day thing. You saw we're going to start Easter Sunday. We're going to go through April 1st and into April 2nd. And here for April 2nd, we have a pretty pretty decent threat, across the southern U.S., the Tennessee, Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic here. It's a pretty large threat for, this day as well. So, for Alabama here for April 2nd, we got areas included like Hamilton, Huntsville, north of Birmingham for the most part. We work our way over here towards Mississippi. We have Tupelo. We got Boonville, we have Myrtle, Amory, I think it is. Then we work into Tennessee. Nashville is included, Jackson, Chattanooga, Knoxville, and then we work over here towards like northern Georgia. We got Rome. This is north of Atlanta, the 15% risk as of now, but I'd still keep an eye out there for Atlanta, just a bit of a heads up. Then Kentucky, once again, Kentucky, Louisville, Bowling Green, Lexington. We have Pikeville. Into Ohio, Columbus, Cincinnati, see portions by Oak Hill, Parkersburg, and the entire state of West Virginia is now in the threat here too. So across West Virginia, my friends, gotta watch out there for that. And into Virginia, we got like Roanoke, we got like Charlottesville, Washington D.C., Warrenton, Winchester, Richmond, a big one there, Maryland, Baltimore, Frederick, a lot of places here, southern Pennsylvania, including like Somerset, Bethel Park, and so on. So, like I said, there's a lot of areas here that is at risk between, day one, for the first day of severe weather, which will be the 31st. It's a small severe weather threat for hail across the Ohio Valley. Then it kicks in full all hazards mode, damaging winds, tornadoes, large hail here for April 1st. And then, of course, April 2nd, it's a continuation of all those hazards, which is right here. This is the outlook for April 2nd, where we once again will have tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds. So, like I said, it's definitely a pretty large area here. We're going to bring back our April 1st outlook so you can see. We have a big chunk of the country that's at risk and has a good shot at seeing severe weather. But like I was saying, I think April 1st is going to be the heaviest of the days. Following April 2nd should be a pretty active day as well. So we'll definitely need to be monitoring that. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop over to the models, guys. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit of a breakdown here. We're going to hop to GFS here. We're going to take a look and see the newest developments here in the models. So let's go ahead and bring y'all over here to that right now. So here's the latest GFS model. It's actually just finishing rendering right now. So this is, fresh off the press here. And whenever it comes to it, regarding the instability, all that unstable air will really start building in here for March 31st, where you can see we do have a bit of a horizontal pocket of instability that will be available across the Ohio Valley. And, if we go back to the Storm Prediction Center, they were saying here that, that's going to be a pretty good shot there regarding hail. We'll go ahead and bring this back up here, and you can actually see for some of those regions there, we're talking a marginal risk, which is, the first level of severity, in which, there is a threat for severe weather, including hail for those days. So, so the models do pick up on that there regarding, that potential. The lower level winds and all that stuff are pretty strong. Let's see, our mid-level winds here, they should be, pretty strong as well. But you notice here to the west, we got this big dip. Once again, this is not, or this up here, that's not the main event. That's the day before things start kicking off here. But this big trough, this big dip in the jet stream, that is the big event. So then we work our way a lot later on down in time here. So we go through the 31st. We'll go ahead and actually zoom out just a little bit. So through the 31st here and into April 1st, in which that is where we're going to start to really have some impacts across, like areas in, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Arkansas, Missouri. We got a decent amount of, not a whole lot, not a super crazy amount, but we have a decent amount of instability, a decent amount of thunderstorm fuel available here for basically the afternoon into the evening of April 1st here. Over 1,000 joules per kilogram. That's a decent amount of instability. But on top of that, what's really concerning is the fact that, as we have a decent amount of instability, we actually have ourselves some pretty strong lower level winds too. And these winds are going to be, amplified, and they're going to be cranking here, in which, that those strong lower level winds can allow for, some spin to occur in our lower atmosphere, which can allow for, unfortunately, some tornadic activity. So that's something that we're going to need to watch out there for. And if we take a look at our mid-level winds here, you can actually see here that they are also very, very strong. We're talking 70 70, 80 knot mid-level jet. That's very strong winds, in which, this should allow for those thunderstorms to get, really decently organized and all that, and, capable of producing all types of hazards. But once again, the winds being there and, overlapping with the instability, I mean, it's just an environment that, could definitely cause a bit of issues. Now, if I bring over the dew point temperatures here, you can actually see, so this is our moisture supply, and you can see we have a big load of moisture here in our atmosphere. And so we measure these in our dew points, typical dew points for severe weather events. You want them in the 60s and 70s. I mean, we're already there. We have a lot of high dew points, which, will be really good to fuel these storms. So, I mean, like I was saying, literally everything is lining up here perfectly. Strong winds throughout the levels of the atmosphere, a decent amount of instability available for these storms to fire off here. So, like I was saying, it's a pretty good, pretty potent environment here. So let's go ahead and grab a sounding. We're going to grab one up across northeastern Texas just to kind of get a view and look at the soundings here. So for this in particular sounding here, whenever it comes to it here, definitely damaging winds, I would say, being a concern. There's a bit of cutoff you can't see because my camera's in the way, but, like the deep cape and stuff like that, it's decent. I think that damaging winds in the sounding would be a good concern. Now, we do have a little bit of a turn here in our hodograph. Now, there's not a whole lot you really need to know about that, but what that's basically saying is that the winds are changing directions and changing speeds as we go up in the altitude. So as we go up higher in the altitude, the wind direction's changing and they're increasing with speeds, which allowing for some rotation to occur, and ultimately some supercells capable of producing tornadoes. So that's kind of also something that I see out of this in particular sounding here. Maybe even a bit of hail as well. We got some pretty steep lapse rates here. 8 degrees Celsius over 1 kilometer mark, which obviously. Not a lot that you really need to know there, but it's just, a pretty unstable atmosphere here overall. So, once again, all hazards does seem to be a bit of a, concern for that region. But then we work our way further down in time into April 2nd here. And as we approach our way here into the afternoon, I mean, you guys can see here that, we got ourselves a pretty broad area here, of instability, reaching all the way down to the deep south, kicking up enough instability to potentially allow for some severe weather to occur, across a lot of the Ohio Valley, a lot of Ohio here for April 2nd, a lot of, Pennsylvania, a lot of West Virginia, a lot of Kentucky, Indiana, Alabama, Tennessee, portions by, Georgia, Mississippi, a lot of those regions out there is going to have enough instability to allow for severe weather to occur. Now, if I go ahead and hide all these, and we're going to keep that area up because that's where a lot of our instability is. You can also see here that we got that really strong lower level, that low pressure system, that surface low there. And, with all that being said, we got some really strong lower level winds here, over that area, overlapping that instability. So that's going to create an environment here where, tornadoes will also be a concern for April 2nd, across a lot of the Ohio Valley. I mean, the low level winds, we're talking maybe 40, 50 knots, which, in theory could be significant in terms of tornadic activity. So that's another thing we got to really look out there for. Our mid-level winds also absolutely screaming. I mean, we have some very fast-moving lower-level winds. GFS is showing potentially over 100 knots, which that would be right around like 120 miles an hour. About 20,000 feet up, the winds are moving at about 120 miles an hour. So, we're talking maybe some decent and fast-moving storms too. These could be pretty quick-moving. So keep that in mind as well. But once again, I mean, everything's lining up here. Our dew points here once again are in the 60s, and obviously a little bit more richer towards the Gulf as we have a bit more moisture and all that stuff. But whenever it comes to it, I mean, everything's lining up. We got the instability, we got the wind shear. I mean, everything's just there. So we'll definitely be watching for it. Anyways, but let's see here. What's up, CW23? Let's see. Ohio gonna get tornadoes again. Yeah, there's a good shot that Ohio could definitely see some tornadic activity, especially for the 2nd, April 2nd. I think we're going to need to watch out there for that. Let's see here. Scott says, hey, Andrew, what's up? Hope you're doing good. Let's see here. Everyone else traveling to Southwest Missouri, April 1st or 2nd. So, Probably wouldn't recommend traveling the first and the second to Missouri because, obviously Missouri, if we hop back over here, you can actually see that Missouri is in a pretty good threat. That 30% risk area here, that includes a lot of Missouri. St. Louis is St. Louis is included there. I mean, we got Joplin, we got, a lot of those areas out there, Springfield and some pretty decent areas, pretty popular areas here in that 30% zone. Now, regarding the exact percentages or the exact people, I should say, in the risk areas, here, we're talking well over, we're talking like well over 30 million people at risk here just for April 1st alone. I mean, that's not including all the other days, that's not including, Easter Sunday. That's not including April 2nd. April 1st here, like I said, we're talking literally, I mean, I'll go ahead and show you guys, over 30 million people. I mean, we have about 7 million people that's in the risk of the 30% zone, which is, once again, the maximum threat we can have this far out. So that's already, pretty high up there. And, across Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri, that's where that 30% chance is. And of course, once again, that's April 1st. But yeah, just in that 30% chance alone, that's 7 million people. And then, of course, we have ourselves the large 15% risk here, which is the yellow. I mean, it covers a very large area, from Texas all the way to Ohio. In portions like Iowa, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky included too. That all adds up to just the yellow alone being about 28 million people. Then, of course, we work our way into the second day, or really the third day of severe weather here, which is April 2nd. And look at this. This area here is at 33 million people at risk. So, total, if you add all this up here, guys, I mean, we're talking like well over 60 million people in the risk here for severe weather. So that's a lot of people that's at risk. So, just make sure you guys share this as much as possible, not for the, the channel growth or anything like that. Obviously, I mean, that would be awesome. But, the main thing is, though, is to keep you guys prepared, to make sure you guys are ready to go. Because, I guarantee you that you probably know somebody who's somewhere in this risk area. And if you can share this in particular live stream to them, to help spread the word and help keep everybody updated. Overall, this will be really good to help keep people aware. I will be live these days to cover these storms. That way you guys can be obviously, up to date with, real-time information. So we'll definitely be there for you. I hate tornado season. I hear you, Megan. It kind of sucks. It does. Let's see here. I know Tulsa's in the 30%. What exactly, or what does that exactly mean? Does it mean we have a better risk of seeing overall, or is it a scale of how bad it will be? So pretty much the both of it. So it's basically saying here, across the orange here, right? So this is basically saying we have a 30% chance within 25 miles. So let's say you live right here, okay? So say that black dot's you. Every 25 miles, right? So imagine a square box around you, 25 miles by 25 miles, just, a big perimeter around you. There's a 30% chance that a collective of severe weather, either being tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds, just a collective of seeing severe weather, could occur within 25 miles of you. A 30% chance. That's like a 1 in 3 chance of happening within 25 miles of you of seeing damaging stuff. So that's basically what that's saying. And of course, the same thing for the 15, just, half the probability. So, once again, every 25 miles, that's obviously not the scale, but, say you lived in there, that's a 15% chance that within 25 miles of you, you could see some form of severe weather, so it's overall collectively, I mean, if you add up all of these boxes, I mean, there's a lot of these 25 mile by 25 mile grids. I'm obviously not going to fill all those in, but you can imagine it, all this grid that just fills up this whole area, and you add up the probabilities overall. I mean, somewhere there's going to be some damaging storms. I mean, that's pretty much a given at this point. It's pretty much safe to say that, some of those places that are highlighted will see severe weather. And unfortunately, all hazards seems likely. We're gonna likely see tornadoes. We're gonna likely see damaging winds. We're gonna likely see hail. I mean, all of it does seem to be in place there, in which we'll definitely need to be, very much alert here and definitely watching it. Do we have any idea about Monday's storms? We'll begin 30% hatch risk area. I'm in southeast Kansas, see here, at the Kansas-Missouri line. Gotcha. So, so timing-wise, it's going to start to pop off here. Obviously, it's going to go from west to east, so it's going to start off here on the western side sometime after noon of the 1st, from what it looks like. It's going to be over here towards, Missouri and Arkansas sometime in the evening. At this point, probably right around nighttime. The exact times is still uncertain because, we are still, a couple days away from this event here. So there is, the timing is still a subject to change. But, I would go off of, just saying sometime in the afternoon, severe weather over here, sometime in the evening, severe weather over here, morning, severe weather over here, and so on. It's going to be a pretty quick moving storm from what it looks like. I mean, it's a very large storm. It's a very large storm in general, and there's going to be a lot of potential impacts with it, but it's going to be moving pretty quick because we got some ripping winds like we were talking about. I mean, if I bring y'all back over here to the models, like I was saying, our mid-level winds are nuts. I mean, look at this big jet here. This whole red area you guys see, those are the mid-level winds moving at least 90 plus miles an hour. We're talking pretty quick mid-level winds here. And there's a little pocket from the latest GFS that shows us well over 100 knots, which would be like right around 120 something miles an hour. So that's pretty fast-moving winds. And that's, with those strong winds, that very, very strong jet stream, those storms are going to be moving pretty quickly, more than likely, too. So we'll definitely watch out for it. Do I think there's a chance it could go moderate? Honestly, I mean, I'm not going to say it will, but I'd say it's not off the table. I really wouldn't. If it was to go moderate, I would definitely say the reason why it would go moderate is probably for damaging winds. I think there's a good probability that we could see winds over 70 plus miles an hour. We're talking some significant winds being a good concern. So we're going to have to watch out for it. But, it's not a for sure yet. I'm going to leave it with it's on the table. It's definitely a possibility. Let's see here. I just got a donation coming in from Brandy on Cashapp. Thank you so much, Brandy. Appreciate it. Saying thank you. You're very welcome, Brandy. I'm glad it actually came through this time to where I could actually read it in time because before it just didn't alert me. But thank you, Brandy. I appreciate that. Coming in with a $5 support. That is super sweet of you. Thank you so much, Brandy. Let's see here. When will this happen? Says Brandy. So this is happening here, actually starting for Easter. Once again, Easter. We got a little threat. So Easter's threat's not going to be anything super, super crazy. A level 1 out of 5 on the severe spectrum. So it's a low-end severe weather concern. And they only mention hail being the main concern. I don't think tornadoes or damaging winds are going to be that much of a concern for Easter. But there's going to be a little bit of a hail concern across, portions like, Missouri here for 31st, into Iowa, obviously Illinois, Indiana, we have Ohio, Kentucky, and West Virginia. Some of those areas in the dark green is going to have the possibility of seeing some, hail being a possibility here for March 31st, which is for Easter. But then, of course, the big stuff, we have a level 3 out of 5 equivalent, or as of now, the maximum threat. I mean, you can see there's a 15 and a 30%. That's as high as it goes at this point, and we already have a large 30% risk area here for these regions. So, like I said, it's a pretty big risk, which is equivalent to a enhanced risk. But yeah, a lot larger, a much broader risk area here too. Let's see here. Kevin says, I appreciate your dedication. Keep everyone weather aware. Also, you're one of the first on YouTube to predict bad weather for April. Great job, young man. Thank you so much, Kevin. I appreciate that. That is much appreciated. Thank you so much, Kevin. Let's see here. Thanks, Andrew, for explaining timing. I may keep my grandson home from school Monday just to be safe. That honestly wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm not going to lie. That would honestly not be a bad idea, just so that you can make sure, that they're weather aware and that they're, obviously prepared for this. Because, unfortunately, like I was saying, once again, I'm not spreading fear. I'm not trying to scare you guys. But, like I said, this is going to be a pretty big event, it looks like. Everything's in place, unfortunately, and it looks like it could cause a lot of problems. So, it honestly wouldn't be that bad of an idea. Let's see. It looks like Tuesday won't be as significant as Monday. Yeah, I think the 1st is going to be the biggest day here. April 1st, which is the day we got this big 30% risk. Now, obviously, don't get me wrong. April 2nd, Once again, it's my birthday, of course, out of all days. So April 2nd here, we're going to have, once again, I mean, still another day of severe weather. And we already have a pretty large area here, a pretty big area regarding, the severe weather threat, all the way down from pretty much like north central Alabama, shooting up all the way through Tennessee, Kentucky, even Ohio, like central Ohio. And then shooting into the mid-Atlantic out there by Virginia, Pennsylvania even. I mean, shoot, as far east as Delaware has that risk here for April 2nd. Let's see. I know there's a lot of speculation at the moment, but in your opinion, where do I think the largest risk for tornadoes or hatch risk will be for April 1st, especially overnight? Honestly, I think the best chance for tornadoes is going to be somewhere along eastern Oklahoma. For somewhere in these regions here, I feel like that's going to be where some of the greatest tornadic potential is going to be. That is my opinion, though. I mean, obviously, that's just from what I've been seeing, because it looks like that's the area where we have the best mixing of instability and wind shear. So our winds and our instability seems to mix the best in those areas there, in which it really leads me to believe that, some of these areas, I've circled here is probably going to be some of the most active regarding tornadoes. But, we'll see. I mean, obviously, models are still ever so changing, and, there's still a bit of things I need to watch out for and still need to look at before I'm, final on it per se. Let's see here. Thank you, Brandy. I appreciate it. Let's see. I'll watch church from the house and pray. Absolutely. Hunter says, will this affect Mississippi? Yes. Yeah. Mississippi will be impacted here, for April 2nd. April 2nd. We got a little risk out there towards, northeastern Mississippi towards Tupelo. So to my folks out there in the Tupelo region, you will be in that region there, or you will be in the risk area. Let me actually go ahead and bring you guys over here again. We're actually going to talk about this flooding threat. So let me go ahead and bring y'all over here to the day 4 and day 5 flooding threat. So you can actually see here across the green. So that big green area, there's a little bit of a flooding threat here. For these regions. So if you live across, the dark green regions here, and if you're in an area that's prone to flooding, this would be a good idea just to, monitor the conditions and, watch out because, some flooding could theoretically be possible out there towards like Missouri, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, southern Michigan even, portions of, most of Ohio, northern Kentucky, places out there by, West Virginia and Pennsylvania, could be in the flooding risk here for, which this is the first. Yes, this is the first here. Now for the second, that risk does continue. You can see it moves a little bit more further to the east here, in which that flooding threat goes all the way down to basically, northern Alabama, cuts through northern portions of Georgia, a lot of central eastern Tennessee, a lot of central eastern Kentucky, southern Ohio, all of West Virginia, a lot of Virginia, all of Maryland, all of Delaware, pretty much all of New Jersey, southern New York State, and a lot of Pennsylvania, will be included. So, if you're across the dark green area there, there's going to be a good shot for flooding coming up here for April 2nd. So if you're in a flood-prone location that usually experiences flooding, it would be a good idea to prepare for it and just know that there's going to be that potential. Let's see here. Indiana's going to get hit hard. So, Nikki, yes, Indiana definitely is in one of the regions here that we need to be watching out for, especially for the transition from April 1st into April 2nd. So, like I was explaining a little bit ago, the storms, they're going to start from the west. As that cold front develops, they're going to start from the west, and they're going to gradually move their way to the east here. Now, for April 1st, you can see on the far right-hand side of the risk area, Indiana is included. So I hate to tell you this, and I hate to mention this, but, honestly, it looks like Indiana is going to be a bit of a nighttime threat. So, we're going to have the potential for severe weather happening at nighttime, across portions of there in Indiana, which, definitely need to watch out if you are across the state of Indiana. And as of now, the risk goes all the way up there towards like Kokomo, obviously Indianapolis included, Lafayette, Richmond, Greenburgh, Bloomington, Shoals, Salem, Madison, and Evansville, Princeton area. You guys are, as of now, in that risk overall, in which we'll definitely need to, watch out there for it. Let's see here. Where will be the best places set up at for Monday? What do you mean set up as? You mean like storm chase? I'm not going to encourage anybody to storm chase, honestly. That's just, I'm not that person. Let's see. What's up, Matt? Hope you're doing good. Warm sector, let's see, is in the North Ohio. Will they put a 15%? Well, not as of now, North Ohio does not have that risk. We do, however, have a bit of that 15% risk that does go up into Central Ohio. So, that is... that's what we're looking out there for. Let's see. Is Southwest Ohio going to get hit hard? So whenever it comes to it here, like we were just mentioning here, there is a lot of Central and Southern Ohio that is included. So we'll definitely keep an eye on it. Robert says, hello, new to the channel. Thanks for joining, Robert. Appreciate it. Saying, is Springfield, Missouri involved? Do you believe, young man? So Springfield, Missouri, yes, is in the risk here, and your day is going to be for April 1st. Unfortunately, you are in the heaviest of the threat here. And so, like I was saying here, this far out, forecasting, the Storm Prediction Center has 2 different levels for an extended forecast. This is in the extended range forecast here from the Storm Prediction Center. So there's 2 different levels. You have a 15% chance of seeing severe weather and a 30%. It does not go any higher than that because that's where it tops out. Unfortunately, you're in one of the regions where we have a 30% chance of seeing severe weather. So as of now, it's like the highest risk they can issue this far out. And unfortunately, Springfield, as you can see, Missouri, is kind of in the middle of it. So, if you live in Springfield, it would definitely be an area to prepare for it. Just make sure you have your, severe storm survival kit ready to go. First aid kit, pair of shoes, helmets. If you can, just get that stuff together as soon as you can before the event happens. That way, worst case scenario, say if it does happen and a tornado warning or something gets issued, and you can react immediately and you can get to your spot and have all of those items already ready for you. That's what I would highly recommend. And honestly, to my folks out there with storm anxiety, I know this is a big problem. I used to have it as well. One of the things I cannot stress enough, and what I always tell you guys to do is learn how to read radar. You got a couple of days to learn how to read radar before this event happens. So, just go on YouTube, look up tutorials on how to read weather radar, in which, it's very important. That way you can see what's going on in the storm. Even if you don't want to, I'm going to be live during this event, and I will let you know if you are in the risk or anything like that. So, I'll let you know if there's a warning that got issued, where it's at, what it's doing. Don't worry, I got you covered, and I will be there to, walk you guys through that. Is Paducah going to be hit? So, I guess you're talking about Kentucky. Let's see here. So, Paducah is actually in the risk. Yes, so Paducah between let's see here, the 1st into the 2nd, there is that risk. Which you can see Paducah is right on there for the late 1st into the early 2nd from what it looks like. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and see if I can catch up with all these comments here. Let's see here. Do I think the weather will be better after it passes Monday and Tuesday? Daniel, we're going to hold on the zip codes for now. But once that cold front passes through, then yes, the weather will get better. Let's see. Are we doing zip codes? Not right now. We'll probably do a couple of those here in a little bit. Amanda says, so does that mean the 30% move up over southern Indiana? I'm already moving my valuables to my new house basement. So as of now, I don't think that 30% is going to go into southern Indiana. The reason is because, well, first of all, you got to know why we have a 30% here. The reason why we have this 30% is because we have some, first of all, very, very strong winds in our lower and mid-atmosphere, mixing in with a decent amount of instability. Now, we're still going to have some very strong winds over like southern Indiana here, but the instability is forecasted as of now to not be as strong as it is across the orange here. Which, as of now is why we don't have a 30% chance. Now, whenever it comes to it, I do think that there is, going to obviously be a possibility for severe weather out here, and all that stuff. But like I said, we'll just see if they decide they want to update it or anything like that. But as of now, you're not in that risk there. How strong are the winds going to be? So the winds, we're talking, unfortunately, some of these damaging wind gusts could be up to 70 plus miles an hour. We are talking a good potential of seeing these damaging wind gusts pretty high up there, pretty significant. And like I was saying here, a lot of people keep on asking me, is this going to go moderate risk? Is this going to go level 4 out of 5? I think, like I said, I'm not going to say it is. I'm going to say it's on the table, though. It's definitely a possibility. And if it does end up going to a moderate risk, I think it's going to be because of damaging winds. And honestly, I think we're going to have the possibility of seeing perhaps some events maybe up to 80 miles an hour. I hate to say it, but, just given the fact that we have such strong wind shear and such strong, downdraft instability, there is going to be a pretty good shot at seeing some damaging winds. You're probably going to hear my dog in the background. He whines because my sister-in-law is taking out the dogs, and this dog freaks out. You can probably hear back there. She's freaking out a little bit. She probably will be for a few minutes, so if you hear barking, that's why. But yeah, so like I was saying, though, I mean, it's going to be a pretty good possibility, of seeing some significant damaging winds, so we'll definitely need to watch out there for it. Let's see. What's up, Chris? I hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. Hunter, this will not affect Russia. No, it will not. Let's see here. Got nothing to be scared of. Absolutely. Daniel, once again, this goes for everybody, really. I mean, do not be scared. Just be prepared. Obviously be prepared. Prepare for the worst. Hope for the best, obviously. And, no reason to panic. Like I said, we'll get through this together, guys. I promise you guys that we'll get through this, and I will make sure to do whatever I can to help you guys out as much as possible, and help keep you guys as up to date as I possibly can. Sorry about the dog in the background, you guys. She just goes crazy whenever one of the dogs is outside. Let's see here. Would there be a tornado? There's a good shot we could have some tornadoes, yes. Especially starting the first, going into the second here. This dog is pathetic. Let's see here. Will North Ohio get at least a marginal? I think it's possible, that we could have that risk going all the way up there towards Ohio. It's definitely is a possibility. If we hop back over here to the models and stuff, you can actually see here that, we do have ourselves enough instability to, allow for, some, thunderstorm and potentially severe thunderstorm activity. Even though it's a lower amount of instability, there is a good amount of wind shear. So we have some strong lower and upper level winds, which, even with low end instability should allow for, quick organization and pretty organized storms to pop off out there. Let's see. How will we know when to prepare? So now would be the time to prepare. Like I was saying, these are the risk areas that we were talking about. And if you are across these areas here, like I said, this is for April 1st. This is the big day, I think, of the things. This is the big day here. We got two levels here. We got a 15% chance of seeing severe weather across the yellow and a 30% chance across the orange. I mean, we're maxing out the threat here as of now. And whenever it comes into April 2nd here, then these areas out by, towards the Ohio Valley, the Southeast Tennessee Valley, and Mid-Atlantic needs to, keep it out there for that. So, it's a pretty large area. And now's the time to prepare if you guys are across those regions. Once again, just make sure you have I'd recommend having a weather radio for, that way, whenever a warning gets issued for you, weather radio, flashlight, first aid kit, shoes, obviously a helmet, all those things would be very important to have, and just put those in your safe spot. Once again, your safe spot would be located if you have a basement or a storm cellar. That's where you want to go. But obviously, if you don't, which a lot of houses don't have basements or storm cellars, the next best thing is to go to the central interior part of your home. So the central portion of your home, put as many walls between yourself and the outside as possible. Obviously, I don't know the layout of your home, but just figure out where the central point of your home is, and how many. Obviously, put as many walls between yourself and the outside as possible. As it has multiple barricades, multiple barriers to get through overall. So we'll definitely definitely need to watch out there for it. And that would obviously be a good way to prepare. Let's see here. Could Tulsa get a tornado? So Tulsa, is in the risk area, and unfortunately, like I was saying, Tulsa's in one of the 30% chance zones. Like I said, as of now, that's the max the threat can go for this far out. We're going to learn a lot more about this tomorrow, guys, regarding the actual convective outlook. Because on the first 3 days, so for example, for today, tomorrow, and the day after, there's a scale that goes from 1 to 5. Now, for days 4 to 8, this is day 4, there's only 2 different levels. There's a 15% chance and a 30% chance, which the 15% chance is equivalent to the level 2 out of 5 threat for a normal day. And the 30% chance is equivalent to a 3 out of 5 threat. So, middle threat. And the orange is a 3 out of 5 threat on the scale. So, this is as far as it can go as of right now. Let's see. I got a basement. Good. And that's where your safe spot would be. Obviously the lowest portion, central interior portion of your home. That would be the best. What do I think about hail in central Texas? So, obviously, we're going to see that potential for hail. I'm thinking we could have some pretty large hail in some areas as well. There's going to be a good shot we could have some hail instances of maybe 1-2+ inches in diameter. So we'll definitely need to keep an eye out there for it. Let's see. Is Southwest Ohio going to get hit hard? So, yeah, we mentioned for places out there by Southwest Ohio, first of all, for April 1st, we do have a 15% risk area. Whenever it comes to April 2nd, a lot of central and southern Ohio is in the risk here. For those regions out there, yeah, definitely would keep it out there for it. Unfortunately, it kind of does seem like, it's going to be somewhat of a night threat for a lot of you guys out there by the Midwest into portions of the Ohio Valley. It's definitely something we should keep an eye out there for. Let's see. Prepare your pets. Keep dogs leashes. Absolutely. Yeah. Just get everything ready to go. Like I was saying, we still got a couple of days to prepare for this. The big stuff, like I said, it's going to start April 1st. The first day of severe weather this is actually for the 31st. It's actually for Easter. We got ourselves a marginal risk, a level 1 threat, which is nothing super, super crazy. The Storm Prediction Center, they did mention that hail will be a possible concern here for the 31st for Easter. So, if you live across the dark green area here, just, look out for a few storms on the 31st. As a couple of hailstorms could be a possibility. But then, like I was saying, the big stuff, this is a level 1 out of 5. The big stuff kicks off for, let's see here, for the first, in which we have a level 3 out of 5 already equivalent here in the orange. Much larger, a much more severe threat overall. How rare are day 3 moderates? They're pretty rare. I've seen them before. Let's see here. Can I go over Tulsa? I'm trying to help I'm trying to help my less weather-aware friend. Yeah, no problem. So Tulsa, unfortunately, is in one of the heaviest risks overall here. And the thing is, or the day of severe weather is going to be here for the 1st. So for April 1st, you can see you're actually in the orange. So there's Tulsa in the 30% chance zone. Unfortunately, like I was saying, this is like the maximum threat they can issue this far out. So we'll learn more about, what exact risk it is tomorrow. But this is equivalent to a enhanced risk, which is a severe threat level 3 out of 5 scale. The higher the number it is on the scale, the potentially worse it could be, higher probability of severe weather. And so for an example, we'll use Tulsa as an example here. So within 25 miles, obviously this is not really, this is not approximate the size, but, say 25 miles here by 25 miles, right? And, you're right in the center of it. So somewhere in that box, there would be a 30% chance that any type of severe weather could occur as a collective, or just seeing severe weather. There's a 30% chance of seeing severe weather, whether it being tornadoes, large hail, or damaging winds. We're still not too sure on the exact breakdown regarding, what percent for tornadoes, what percent for damaging winds, what percent for hail. We're not too sure on that yet. But what I can tell you is that overall, within 25 miles of you, there is a 30% chance that we could get severe weather around there. So, like I said, definitely is in a pretty good threat. And that's really across the whole orange area. Once again, if you add up all those 25-mile boxes to make up that whole risk area, that adds up to a pretty good probability of seeing somewhere get some nasty weather, unfortunately. So overall, it's a possibility that somewhere we could get some seriously strong activity. Once again, I'm not trying to scare you guys. I'm just, I want you guys to be weather aware because, this does seem like a pretty big event here. I mean, just given the fact of, everything and what we got in place here, I mean, it seems like it's pretty active, instability wise, we got a good amount of instability, not a absurd amount of instability, but we got enough. We definitely got a decent amount to get things going off here, and on top of that, we got some really strong winds in our mid and our upper atmosphere here, so everything's in line, also mixing in with our dew points, which is also very important, lower level moisture. Like I said, everything's lining up here, unfortunately. So, we'll just definitely keep an eye on it. Let's see here. Thanks, no problem. Let's see here. Just joined again. Anything in London tomorrow? Not London. This is for the U.S. Let's see here. Misty says, well, apparently my news is lying, so I'll be sticking to this page for real weather outlook. Sounds good, Misty. I mean, I'm not sure that they're lying, but but I can show you everything that we got available to us now. Like I said, once again, April 1st, that's this day here. And then, of course, we move into April 2nd, and the risk does move a bit to the east here overall, which, like I was saying, April 1st seems to be the big day, of things. I think we're going to have the greatest tornado probability for April 1st, probably the greatest damaging wind probability. Not sure about hail, but at least between damaging winds and hail, there's going to be that possibility. Let's see here. But anyways, so yeah. See Ohio. Okay, so yeah, for Ohio, like I was saying, as of now, April 2nd seems to be the day of the greatest probability of seeing severe weather for Ohio, and that's going to be in place across central and southern Ohio. Now, Columbus is included. We also got like Cincinnati in the risk here too. Other areas by Jackson, Hillsboro, Crooksville, some of those regions you guys can currently see. But yeah, as of now, the risk is for these areas. But I do think, it's theoretically possible, that we could get a bit of severe weather potential, maybe up there even towards like northern Ohio. Meanwhile, while it's, there's no risk for it right now, we do got a level 2 threat for the southern side. I think, given instability and, wind shear, I think it's a possibility we could get a bit of severe weather up here in Ohio too. Just generally northern or any part of Ohio really, I think could see the possibility for severe weather. I just think it's more probable towards the southern side. Let's see here. April 1st, April Fool's Day. I know. And I hope you guys don't think this is a joke, because this is definitely not a joking manner. This is actually very serious. Let's see here. Kaylee says northeast Oklahoma. So yeah, northeastern Oklahoma here. We're going to hop to day 4 outlook. So yeah, obviously you guys, the biggest risk, is going to be a part of northeastern Oklahoma, unfortunately. Like I was saying, out there by like Tulsa and stuff, we got that 30% chance of seeing, severe weather, which, once again, that's the highest risk we can issue right now until we get into tomorrow, where the scale goes from 1 to 5 rather than 1 to 2. And this is a level 2 out of 2. Tomorrow, this is equivalent to a level 3 out of 5 on the actual, thing, but this is pretty big risk area. Nikki says you save lives, Andrew. God bless you. Thank you, Nikki. I try to help out as much as possible, man. Obviously, if we can get that word out there, that is what I am here for, is to help you guys be prepared. And obviously, whenever it comes to it, guys, if you can, please consider sharing this. I mean, subscribing, leaving a like. The way it helps push the algorithm. That way, we can reach more people. It would be much appreciated, guys. And you don't realize how much you could be helping out somebody by doing that. In which, obviously, like I said, it would be very important, and you can honestly help save lives by doing this. Like I said, I hope you guys understand the weight of this subject here. I mean, it's a pretty big threat. Let's see here. Jennifer says, please help. I have severe anxiety, panic disorder. I freak out. See, Killeen, Texas highlighted with the same color. Can you tell me what Killeen, Texas you can expect Monday or Tuesday, please? So for Texas, whenever it comes to it here, I mean, obviously Texas, we do have a risk for April 1st. Now, Killeen is down here. You can see, for the southern side. Now, the good news is that you're not in the biggest of the threat. The biggest of the threat is going to be a little bit more to your north, out there by Oklahoma, not necessarily Texas. However, there still is going to be the possibility for severe weather, okay? So there is going to be that possibility. As of now, you're in what's equivalent to a level 2 out of 5 on the spectrum. So you're still kind of on the lower side, but, just still keep an eye out there for some severe weather. It's nothing to freak out about. I understand it's pretty scary. I understand it can be nerve-wracking and anxiety-inducing, but, like I was saying, don't freak out. We'll get through this. I'll keep you updated, and once again, I will be live during this. So if, say, a warning or something gets issued nearby, I will be able to tell you what to do, okay? So that way you can be prepared and you can be ready to go, say that does happen. But, obviously I get it. It's a little scary, but, once again, it'll all be okay. We'll get you guys through this, I promise. Let's see here. Kaylee, I don't think they're going to do that. I really don't. That would not turn out very well. Let's see. Elliot says we are expecting to see it in Southwest Virginia and Northeast Texas on Tuesday. Yeah, so we are actually going to be seeing that threat going into Virginia. Yeah, of course. So this will be a mid-Atlantic threat here for day 5, which is April 2nd. Once again, aka my birthday. Of course, this happens on my birthday, guys. I can't have a day off streaming on my birthday. Anyways, it's fine. But obviously, yeah, I'm gonna take time off my birthday to be here with you guys. But yeah, like I was saying though, yeah, Virginia is included in the threat here. Western sides, a lot of the Shenandoah Valley, Blue Ridge Mountains area is at risk here. DC, Richmond, even's in the risk there. I mean, it should watch out in Virginia too. It's gonna be for the 2nd, like I was saying, it's gonna be April 2nd, a threat for the Virginia area. How about Tennessee, says Hunter? So, yeah, Tennessee for April 2nd is going to be the main threat. As you can see for yourself, I mean, most of Tennessee is in the risk area. Now, whenever it comes to April 1st, you can actually see that there's no threat here as of now. I do think Memphis area will be included in the risk area between the 1st and between the 2nd. But, right now, like I was saying, as of now, the threat that's currently highlighted is for the central and eastern side. So, let's see here. So Brandon, yeah, a lot of Kentucky will be impacted here, as you can see as well. So this threat will be mostly for the 2nd here, overall. And you can see that there's really just a little sliver that's not in the 15% zone here for April 2nd, but the majority of it's for central and eastern Kentucky, of course. So we'll definitely watch out there for it. Let's see here. We're not doing zip codes right now, y'all, by the way. Like I said, we're just going to keep it on the general thing, the general idea of things. But, all right, y'all, we're going to go ahead and hop our way over here to the models. We're going to take a look here back in the models and all that stuff like we were talking about. So, whenever it comes to it, y'all, we are watching, once again, the big of the event to start off here for April 1st overall. It looks like the storms are going to start to fire off right around afternoon. It's whenever that cap breaks, and storms will be allowed to freely convect, freely start to fire off here. Will be sometime in the afternoon. Now, as we approach our way into the evening, we're going to have a decent amount of instability available across places like Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, and Arkansas. And unfortunately, like I was saying, whenever it comes to it, we're going to have some pretty strong winds too. Because at this time here, while we do have a lot of instability and all that stuff, we're also going to have a pretty strong low pressure system in place across like Kansas, which is going to allow for those winds to be amplified. And we're going to start to get some really strong lower level winds, relatively close to the surface here. And of course, mid-level winds are going to be absolutely screaming. I mean, we're going to have some really fast moving mid-level winds here as well. So, the wind shear, the wind's speed and direction across the atmosphere is going to be moving pretty quickly. I mean, pretty hefty winds over that instability. So it's overlapping the thunderstorm energy. So what the winds does is essentially organize severe weather. So you have the instability, which is the fuel. Think of the winds as the engine for the storm, right? So if you got the engine, you got the fuel, you can get things running, which storms can run. And so since we have such a strong wind, a strong amount of wind shear, think of that as a big engine. We got a big engine, and regarding instability, over 1,000 joules per kilogram, we got a decent amount of fuel for that engine. So everything's in place overall. And, like I was also saying, our dew points also very important, measuring that lower level moisture and stuff like that, in which, we got 60, 70 degree dew points, which that's pretty moisture rich in our lower atmosphere. So once again, another thing that's lining up here. Overall, everything's in place. So let's see here. Let's see. I'm going to try to catch up here. Elliot says, thanks, mate. No problem. I have family near Richmond, Missouri. Are they in danger so I can warn them? So Missouri, in general, I mean, I can already assure you that, yeah, they're in the risk here. If I bring you over here to the overall outlook, so this is for April 1st. This is the big day overall. And you can actually see here that, Missouri, yes, is in the big risk there. Now, the greatest probability for severe weather as of now in Missouri, now just note that this could change a little bit by the time we get to the day of, but as of now, a lot of the central and southwestern side of Missouri is in the biggest threat for severe weather. Now, anywhere in any color, you got a decent shot for seeing severe weather, even if you're in the yellow. It's a 15% chance of seeing severe weather within 25 miles of you, and the orange is a 30% chance of seeing severe weather within 25 miles of you. So the greatest probability as of now will be across the orange, in which you can see most of the state of Missouri is at risk. So it would be a good thing to just let them know. But this would be here for the 1st. Like I said, April 1st, that would be the big day for Missouri that we'll need to watch out for. Let's see here. The afternoon and evening. So yeah, the event's going to start off in the afternoon. We'll continue to progress into the evening. Unfortunately, probably into the overnight hours as well. So we'll definitely need to just look out there for that. Let's see here. Anything going to happen in Southwest Virginia? Yes. So like I was saying, as we progress down in time here, so for the 1st, April 1st, there's not going to be that threat. But for April 2nd, that's whenever Virginia starts to get into that concern. So definitely need to watch out there for that. Let's see here. Misty says, I'm in central Missouri, so should I watch out? Yes. Yeah, if you're in Missouri in general, no matter where you're at in Missouri, it would be a good idea to be weather aware for April 1st. Jennifer says, you're the best. I love your voice. Thank you for what you do. Appreciate it. Very, very sweet of you, Jennifer. Thank you so much. And I appreciate your support. And glad to help out. But yeah, like I said, guys, if y'all have any questions, as long as it's not zip codes right now, I will be more than glad to help you guys out. Just a general area, if you want me to take a look at your risk, I mean, feel free to let me know. But we're just not doing zip codes right now because, focusing one person at a time, it's time consuming, and it just doesn't get the idea out there as well as if I can just look at the big picture and you guys can kind of see where you're at. That's where I'm at with that. See, do I think there's a big tornado threat in Dallas-Fort Worth Monday, or a large hail wind threat, says Justin. So, yeah, obviously Monday, April 1st, that's going to be the big day regarding severe weather potential for the Dallas region. Given models, if we bring over here, so given the models and everything that we have available to us as of now, there's going to be a good amount of instability and stuff. Also wind shear, too. A decent amount of wind shear. But I do think that hail, given these mid-level lapse rates here, a rapid cooling motion or rapid cooling of precipitation, also a decent amount of instability. I think hail is going to be a big problem here. Damaging winds and, maybe a couple tornadoes too. It could theoretically happen. Let's see. Robert says, why does it seem to be the most homes in Missouri area don't have basements? Where to go if tornadoes rear? So, obviously, yeah, if you don't have a basement or a storm shelter, which that's obviously your best option, the next best thing would be to go to the central interior portion of your home and put as many walls between yourself and the outside as possible. That's your next best option. Should I watch out in southwestern portions of the state of Pennsylvania? Yeah, so southwestern, we'll bring y'all back over here. So southwestern Pennsylvania, let's go ahead and bring y'all over here. So really for the southern side of Pennsylvania, we do have ourselves a risk for severe weather. It's not a 30% or anything like that. It's a 15% risk, which, obviously should keep an eye out there for it. But yeah, for the April 2nd, I would keep an eye out there for the possibility of severe weather. Let's see here. Barbara, coming in with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Barbara. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Barbara, saying hi, Andrew and the fam. Blessings, long time no see. Well, yeah, it's been a while, Barbara. Hope you're doing good. See, I've been extreme overtime for the last several weeks. No break, day off. But here now, missed y'all. Missed you too, Barbara. Thank you so much for the 10. That's very sweet of you. You did not have to do that, my friend. I appreciate it. Thank you for helping us out, Barbara. That'll help me pay for my programs and all that stuff. So thank you, Barbara. That's super sweet of you. And once again, good to see you again. And I hope that you've been doing all right, rather than obviously all the work that you said you've been doing. But I hope everything else has been doing all right. Life's been treating you well. But thank you, Barbara. That's super sweet of you. And you definitely didn't have to do that. So thank you. Let's see here. Do I think that Central Indiana's risk will be upgraded? So obviously Indiana, we are in the risk here. As of now, I don't see the reason for them to upgrade the risk. The reason is it's kind of limiting to if I do think they were going to. See, here's the thing. So if we look at the models, the instability, the fuel for these storms is not as great as it is for some of those areas in the 30% chance, right? So there's not as much instability, that's available here. But there's enough to get some severe weather going. But I just don't think it's going to be enough for an upgrade as of now. But now, obviously, if they start trending, towards more of, more activity and stuff like that, then, maybe. But as of now, there's just not enough support to really do that. Let's see. Barbara says, I know I didn't have to, but wanted to because I can at this time. Well, once again, Barbara, thank you so much for that. That's just very sweet of you, very generous, and I genuinely appreciate that a lot. So thank you so much, Barbara. Very, very sweet of you. Let's see here. Will Northern Illinois be affected by the severe weather? So for Northern Illinois, as of now, we do not have a risk area. If we hop you guys over here to the outlook here. So this is for April 1st. This is like the big day of severe weather. As of now, we do not have like I said, a risk for Northern Illinois. However, I would still keep an eye out there for areas in Northern Illinois as it theoretically is possible. It seems like that low pressure system kind of rolls right over Northern Illinois. It really just depends on the position of that low. If it's a little higher up north, you'd have a greater probability of seeing severe weather, but it kind of tracks over you. As of now, I don't think it'll be anything super, super crazy. But once again, only time will tell. And we'll just have to, continue watching the models and all that stuff. Because, I can show you over here real quickly, with the models and stuff. You can kind of see where that low is. You got that counterclockwise rotation there. That's where your central low is located, in which, we work our way down in time here. Just kind of more rolls more rolls through the central and southern side. But, just a waiting game. We'll see. Will Northwest Indiana be affected? Lake and Porter County. So really the same thing applies to you as well, my friend. I do think that Indiana, or we already know that a lot of like central and southern Indiana is at risk regarding severe weather. So you're in an area where we definitely should watch out there for it. But for the northern side, as of now, there's no specific risk from the Storm Prediction Center. We'll just continue to see how the models, trend and, in terms of, how they continue to play out over the next couple of days, and we'll go from there. But as of right now, given the recurrent risk and stuff like that, we do not have like I said, as of now we do not have ourselves an actual outlook risk here for you right now. Let's see. Will East Tennessee be bad? So for Tennessee, April 2nd, we do got a threat for Eastern Tennessee. There's going to be a possibility of severe weather, 15% chance as of right now. So I would keep it out there for it if you do live in Eastern Tennessee. Pat saying Dallas-Fort Worth. So, yeah, Dallas-Fort Worth area here for the 1st, which is Monday, April 1st. You're going to have a possibility of seeing severe weather. You're going to be one of the first people to possibly experience those storms there. But I am happy to tell you that you're not in the greatest threat. You are in a decent severe weather threat, though, in which, the Dallas-Fort Worth area definitely should keep an eye out there for it. From what it was looking like, hail and damaging winds and like I said, a couple tornadoes can't be ruled out. It seems like a triple threat, so you're going to want to watch out there for it. But yeah, it's a 15% chance right now, which is equivalent to that level 2 out of 5 severe weather threat. Let's see here. Lisa says, thanks, no problem. Anytime. There is a marginal today. Yes, there is a little marginal risk here. Nothing super, super crazy. The reason we have a marginal, I think it's just for hail. No damaging winds. Here, I'll show you guys real quickly. Yeah, this is today's outlook. We got a little level 1 threat. No tornadoes, no damaging winds, just small hail, or capable of some small hail. That's why I haven't really talked about it. It's nothing too crazy. Tomorrow we're clear, but then day 3, like how we were talking about for the 31st, for obviously Easter. Easter is whenever we're going to start to see severe weather from said event here, starting to pop off here. So and once again, kind of similar to today, the threat for Easter is going to be mostly hail, but the threat for April 1st and April 2nd. Is going to be a triple threat. What I mean by triple threat is damaging winds, tornadoes, and large hail will be a concern. Let's see here. Pat says, thank you. You're very welcome. No problem. Barbara says, will West Texas around Odessa and surrounding areas be affected? No, not really. You really shouldn't expect anything super crazy. I mean, as you can see, there's a lot of capped instability. What I mean by that is that while there is fuel for thunderstorms, there's also a layer in the atmosphere that's preventing thunderstorms from happening. So it doesn't look like severe weather is going to happen out there, but that layer I was talking about will eventually break, which will allow for storms to fire off here, and that will be more towards eastern Texas. So not specifically for you, but you should be good. Yeah, western Texas should be fine. I'm not really worried about you guys. Let's see here. Pat says we've had a windy south all day here. I hear you. Yeah, it's been a little windy. Not super windy here, but it's been a little breezy today. It's kind of nice, actually. Kind of nice. Yeah, it's going to be another thing we're going to have to look out there for, too, is, the threat for damaging wind, or sorry, not damaging, but, just winds in general. It's going to be pretty windy with this event here. As we get that strong low pressure system that, ramps up across the Midwest, it's going to be causing some pretty strong winds regardless. Barbara says, thanks a bunch. No problem. You're very welcome, Barbara. Let's see. Tiffany says West Texas is in a fire. Just be aware. I'm trying to scare you. Yeah, that's typical though. I mean, if we hop over here to the humidity, if I can even find it, we'll bring up dew points instead. Actually, next best thing here. So you can see that there is very low dew points. Which is basically representing that there's not a whole lot of moisture in the atmosphere, especially given how warm the temperatures are. So a little bit of a fun fact for you guys. The more spaced out your dew point is from your temperature, the less humidity there is, the more drier the air is. Now, the closer your dew point is to your temperature, the more humid it is and the more moisture there is in the atmosphere. It's a little bit of a cool little thing for you if you didn't know that already. Let's see here. Been keeping up with the fires. Yeah, there's been a lot of fire activity, unfortunately. Carrie, we're not doing zip codes right now. We're just kind of keeping this as a whole. Like I said, we've just been kind of, showing you guys the whole risk areas and, going over areas. Now, like I said, if there's a specific part of the state, if you want to say, like, I don't know, for example, central Missouri, I'll let you know what's going on in central Missouri. Stuff like that I'll do. But if it's like zip codes, it takes me a while to plug them in and then, look at one person at a time. It's very time consuming. But, like I said, whenever it does get to like the day of, though, I will do zip codes, or the day before, I should say. We'll do zip codes. Whenever we have actual probability breakdown, that's whenever I'm going to do those zip code forecasts. Is like whenever, we have breakdowns, like tornado probabilities, damaging wind probabilities, and hail probabilities, like actual percentages for all of those, then I will, which is the day before the event starts. Let's see here. No problem, Carrie. No problem. Anytime. But like I said, if y'all have any other questions, feel free to let me know. Tiffany says, how is Eastern Kentucky? Good question. So, yeah, Eastern Kentucky, we do have ourselves a threat here for April 2nd. April 2nd is going to be in the risk here for Kentucky. Really a lot of the state. Really a lot of the state of Kentucky is going to be at risk here regarding, severe weather here for day 5, which is, like I said, April 2nd or Tuesday. So portions of western, all of central, and all of eastern Kentucky will be at the risk there. How about Louisiana? So as of now, Louisiana is not really in the threat. We do have areas near Shreveport that has a small little sliver. But overall, I mean, like I said, it's, overall here, most of Louisiana is not in the threat as of now. But I do think there could be some storms out in Louisiana, honestly. How far do I think it'll be upgraded? You mean like the greatest probability? Like I was saying, I know a lot of people have been asking me, do I think it'll go moderate risk? Because it's already equivalent to an enhanced risk, a level 3 threat. I think it's possible that it could go moderate, and if it went moderate, it would be for damaging winds, I'd think. Now, before you ask me if it'll be a high risk, not going to put any input on that. I don't think it's going to get up that high, to be honest with you. I think we need a little bit more instability for it to be something like that, but yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't think it'll go high risk, obviously. Moderate's possible, but once again, it would probably be for damaging winds and stuff. Let's see here. Well, south of Amarillo get also. So yeah, this is the area as of right now regarding the severe weather potential. So this includes, basically as far down south as Austin is in that risk there overall. There is a bug that is on my monitor. So as far down south as Austin, we got like Wichita Falls, Tyler, Texas, Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth area included, in all those regions there. It's really just this area we're watching out for in Texas right now. What about Greenville? Yeah, so same thing. I mean, if Greenville's included, I'm not exactly sure where that's at, but you can kind of see here that we do have ourselves, just the general central kind of northeastern side of Texas. You're keeping out there for it. Let's see. What about Tulsa? So yeah, Gabe, Tulsa unfortunately is in one of the heaviest threats here. We got ourselves what's equivalent to an enhanced risk level 3 threat, which is a 30% chance of seeing severe weather within 25 miles of you. So there is a good possibility we could get some severe weather out there by Tulsa. That would be there for April 1st. Like I said, kind of for the afternoon, evening of April 1st. That's going to be where we're going to start to see a little bit of that activity. Excuse me. Let's see here. Very welcome, Tiffany, no problem. How's St. Louis looking like for Monday? So yeah, St. Louis is inside the enhanced risk, level 3 threat overall. But you know what? We'll definitely keep it out there for it. Let's see here. It's northeast of Dallas. Gotcha. Yeah, then yeah, you need to keep it out there for it. Let's see here. Fact says, just got here. Did I go over Kansas City? So, whoa. Hello. Uh-oh. Mike. Did you see that? A little bit of a graphic glitch there. But yeah, Kansas City. We are in the risk area, my friend. We are in the equivalence of a slight risk, a level 2 threat. A 15% chance for probability of severe weather, but not too far to the south. That's where that 30% chance is. But yeah, overall, bottom of the line, Kansas City should keep it out there for severe weather on Monday. Let's see here. No problem, Gabe. Anytime. See, Joplin, Missouri area timing. So Joplin, obviously, you probably already know you're in a 30% chance here. The timing is probably going to be sometime evening or nighttime. It's going to be probably pretty late by the time you get severe weather potential. That's the unfortunate thing, is that some of this looks like it's going to happen at nighttime. So it's a little concerning. Let's see. So yeah, Hunter, I've already answered your question about Louisiana. Like I was saying, as of now, we really don't have that in really any risk area in Louisiana, but I do think a few thunderstorms could be possible. So, we'll definitely keep an eye on it. Eli, so Jackson, Center, Ohio, is on, like I said, the only area, or really the day we need to look out for severe weather is mostly going to be on the 2nd. April 2nd. This is April 2nd's outlook here, and you can see that a lot of central and southern Ohio is in the risk area. So if you live across Ohio in the southern side, central southern side, that's where we're going to have the threat for April 2nd, which is, April 1st, there shouldn't be that big of a threat for Ohio, if any at all. But April, like I said, April 2nd, that's where the big threat's going to come in. That's where we're going to have our strongest wind shear and the most instability and stuff. Let's see here. My city's in a 30% enhanced risk. Well, be careful out there, Helmore. See, nighttime is the worst for storms. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate because you can't really see them or anything like that. But that's why it's very important with radar and stuff. I'm going to try my best to be live as long as I can these days, okay? So just know April 1st, April 2nd, and my birthday is April 2nd. So April 2nd, on my birthday, we'll be live here even for you. I'm not going to probably be live all day for my birthday, for obvious reasons. As much as I'd love to be, I will try to be alive as long, not alive. Well, hopefully I'll be alive. Holy cow. try to be as live as long as possible on April 2nd. But like I said, it's my birthday. I got things I got to do. I got to hang out with family and stuff. But I will try my hardest to be here as long as possible. April 1st, I'm scheduling like all day, or as long as I physically can do this, I will give you all some coverage on April 1st. Probably some long coverage. Expect a lot of breaks though out of it, because that's going to be pretty pretty miserable streaming all day of that event, unfortunately. But I'm here for you guys. I want you guys to be prepared. I want you guys to be weather aware and stuff. So let's see here. Helmore says, let's hope for you to be alive on April 2nd. I know, that would be nice. Fighting Spirit, there's really no big threat tonight, my friend. You should be good. Yeah, this threat here, the big severe weather event, is for more of April 1st into April 2nd. Like I said, tonight, I'll go ahead and show you. Tonight, we have a little marginal risk today. That's only across like southern Wisconsin, eastern Iowa, and portions like central and northern side of Illinois. But honestly, I'm not concerned about it. I haven't talked about it much. That's why I'm not really too concerned about it. It looks like we got a little bit of storms though popping off there. You can see a little bit of a cell popping off in eastern Iowa. The only threat we have here today is just for some small hail. But no tornadoes tonight, no damaging winds tonight expected. So we're pretty good. But then moving into day 4, which is Monday, and day 5, which is Tuesday, that's where things get a little more crazy. So let's see here. Watch me do this says happy early birthday. Thank you. Appreciate it. What's the timing on Monday? So Caitlin, storms are going to obviously start off. They're going to move from west to east here. They are going to be, like I said, they're going to be starting sometime in the afternoon, moving into the evening, and maybe even overnight hours here of Monday. So we'll definitely be watching out there for that. Obviously it seems like an afternoon initiation. Now, specific timing is still pretty fuzzy right now. Still not really know, because, at this point we're still kind of going off of mostly long range models, which is not very high resolution. But once we get a little closer to the event, we start to learn a little bit more about this system. Then we will have more of a approximate timing, in which, the day before the event happens, we'll know a lot more about it regarding the timing and stuff like that. Let's see here. April 1st, you want to get some water? Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Let's see here. Okay, this is my kid throwing a tantrum because I told him he can have an empty Spam can. It's probably not the best thing to have, and I understand why you didn't give it to him. Barbara says, wish you an early happy birthday, Andrew, in case I'm working that day or evening. Well, thank you, Barbara. I appreciate that. What about Dayton, Ohio, says Connor. So Dayton, Ohio, like I was saying, really Ohio in general, we need to be weather aware here for mostly April 2nd. So we'll watch out there for April 2nd, as you are in the level 2 equivalent threat, which once again is a scale from 1 to 5. You're in a level 2 as of right now, which is still a decent threat for severe weather. So, once again, with timing and all that stuff, it's in the probabilities, it's still not 100% known, the exact probabilities for tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds. But, definitely watch out for April 2nd, which is Tuesday. Let's see here. Caitlin says, no problem. What about Tulsa? So, yeah, Tulsa, unfortunately, is going to be one of the heated areas per se. So Tulsa, we got ourselves that 30% chance probability for severe weather. Oh my gosh, there goes my program again. Why is it doing that? Why is my program glitching? There we go. It's better. It's weird, dude. Anyways, but yeah, Tulsa, we got ourselves that 30% chance probability for seeing severe weather, which that's the maximum risk we can issue right now regarding the potential. Tulsa definitely should keep an eye out there for it. All hazards, I'm thinking. Large hail, damaging winds, and unfortunately a couple tornadoes can't be ruled out. Let's see. Marley, St. Louis, same thing pretty much. I mean, you're right on the edge of that 30% chance. 30% chance probability of seeing severe weather within 25 miles of the orange, and a 15% chance across the yellow. So the greatest is obviously in the orange area, which is making up a pretty broad area, pretty good size area. Let's see here. What's up, Appalachian Angel? Hope you're doing good. How's North Alabama, says Siege? So for April 1st, there's no threat for Alabama. April 2nd, there is going to be a threat for northern Alabama. Basically, Birmingham and up as of now is in the risk area. So we'll keep an eye on it. Still no breakdown regarding the exact probabilities, for tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds. Let's see here. Helmore says, watch April 1st. I wouldn't be surprised if you're legitimately live for like 12 hours. That's the plan. As much as I don't like I don't like being live that long, but if it means I can help save lives, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, won't be the first time I've done it. Won't be the last either. So, I'm just glad to be here to help you guys, honestly. Even though it sucks. I'm not going to lie. It sucks being live that long, but if it means that there is any probability that I can help you, that is what I'm going to do. No matter how much energy, no matter how much it takes for me to takes out of me, I will do it. And like I said, even for April 2nd, my birthday, I'm going to be spending a good chunk of my birthday with you guys doing coverage. So, thank you for answering my questions. Staying weather aware helps calm my storm anxiety. That's the whole reason we're here, is to help keep you weather aware. That way you know what's expected. And the big thing about storm anxiety, like I was saying, it's a lot of it is the fear of the unknown. Not knowing what to expect, not knowing what's going to happen. And that's why I always say, like, learn radar, learn how to read like professional radar, like velocity and correlation coefficient, as it really explains what's going on in current time, what's going on in the storm. But then also, fear of the unknown, by you joining me and understanding, by when I'm explaining to you what's happening, that way you have an idea of what to expect, and that'll help calm your nerves a little more. Let's see here. My granddaughter's 12th birthday, April 8th. Oh, wow. Solar eclipse birthday. That's cool. That's cool. Man, that's quite a birthday to have the solar eclipse, man. That's pretty cool, though. Let's see here. I vividly remember you once calling a supercell in Kansas a chicken nugget. Oh, yeah, I've done that before. Chicken nugget cells. Shrimp cells, I've called them before, too. Shrimpies and chicken nugget cells. Let's see here. My birthday is April 29th. Gotcha. Got a lot of April birthdays here. Let's see here. Do I think a lot will change from now, says Proxy 2.0. So yeah, I mean, there still is a handful of things that we don't know about this event. I mean, there's a lot more we need to learn about it, especially as we get more model runs starting to pick up on it, like mid-range models like NAM and short-range models like NAP and NAP. That's a new one. RAP is what I tried to say, not NAP. The NAP model. Oh shoot, that's a new meme, isn't it? The NAP model, the RAP model, and the HRRR, the short range ones. Once we get closer to the event, we'll get some more higher resolution models, which will be able to tell us a little bit more about the event. Let's see here. Do I think there's a possibility that central and southern Illinois could be put in the enhanced risk? I mean, it really depends on trends and stuff. I mean, at this point, I don't think it's necessary, but who's to say that over the next couple of days something trends and puts Illinois more in favor? That's what we don't know. Obviously, the models are that's where the unknown comes in. While it's theoretically possible, and the already the enhance is right next to Illinois, as of now it's not needed. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. It's really just kind of wait and we'll see. So, let's see here. Let's see here. I don't know a lot of people born in April. Huh, interesting. I know a lot of people. Even my girlfriend, she was born in April too. Let's see here. Donnie says GR2 or WSV3. Which do I prefer, Nate or Hun? GR2. Yeah, a lot better. It's just, that's like my main analysis radar is GR2, which is, if you don't know what I'm talking about, this program here. I haven't shown it yet today, but this is GR2. It's got some pretty fancy tools on it. So you're going to see me using this program a lot when it comes to day of severe weather, because this will allow me to break down the storms and be able to see what's going on in them. So Let's see here. Happy birthday to all. Have April birthdays. Thank you, Barbara. Yeah, like I said, if y'all don't know, my birthday's coming up April 2nd. So, day of coverage. Gotta be live here. Let's see here. Could Kentucky go enhanced? I mean, honestly, I don't know. I'm gonna be quite frank with you. I don't know. Bottom line is that we still need to just wait and see what the models say over the next little bit. But obviously, Kentucky is in the risk. I mean, here, I'll go and hop you over here to April 2nd. A lot of Kentucky's at risk here, already in the level 2 threat. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Is there going to be severe weather in South Carolina next week? So, possibly. Now, April 3rd, there's no risk regarding April 3rd here. Let me bring the models over here, or bring y'all over here to the models. Whenever it comes to it here down in time, theoretically, there could be still a little bit of leftover instability. Still some pretty strong winds, too, that could maybe throw at least a marginal risk for severe weather. We'll see. I mean, I'm not going to say that's going to happen 100%, but I'm just saying it's theoretically possible because there could still be a little bit of instability available for some of the deep southeast here. But, we'll keep an eye on it. It's possible because that cold front advancing eastward is going to probably drive a bit of severe weather with it wherever it goes. Kaylee says I'm in a 30%. Be safe out there, Kaylee. Anything for Texas, says Stephanie. So for April 1st, April Fool's Day, that's where you're going to have the biggest concern is Texas up here. Or for Texas is going to be April 1st is like the day of severe weather. Once again, as of now, there's no exact breakdown to say, okay, there's going to be this percentage of tornadoes, there's going to be this percent of damaging winds, or this percent of hail. There's no breakdown yet regarding that, but there is a 15% chance across the yellow here of seeing, damaging storms within 25 miles of you, a 15% chance. Let's see here. What do I think our weather might be for April 8th or any solar eclipses, Barbara? It's too early. I mean, we're still a little over a week. Models are not clear at all quite yet. Quite literally, some GFS models show no clouds and some show like the whole place being covered. I guess I can show you the latest real quickly. I did this on yesterday's live stream too, like the models and stuff, and I was actually really in awe the fact that they literally put the eclipse totality path on the models here. So let me show you. So this is GFS regarding cloud covers and stuff. There you go. So there's the eclipse. Now, according to the latest GFS, it has a lot of the whole area relatively clear. But I don't know if you guys remember yesterday when we were looking at the same thing. Pretty much the entire area was covered in clouds. So it honestly, a guess is better off than looking at this right now. It's just still a little far, still a little far there, but it does show the line, which I thought was pretty cool. I was like freaking out because it did that yesterday. I was like, whoa, I didn't know it did that. But yeah, so it's just early. Let's try Euro. I don't know if European model has that ability. I don't think it does. Unfortunately, I don't think it does. Actually, hold on a minute. I think it might actually. Hold on. Yeah, there it is. Cloud cover. Thank goodness for my subscription. Shoot. And you guys help me pay for those subscriptions by the donations, guys. So once again, thank you to our donators. If you guys do end up donating, a lot of it gets put back into the channel here. I mean, honestly, yeah, there you go. So there's the, the ECMWF or the European model. This one does show mostly clear, but once again, it's still too far. I mean, we're talking like 200 hours out, 200 plus hours out, which is, a little far away. I'll be making, a series of updates for you guys to, keep you all aware and obviously up to date and stuff like that with it. But anyways, that's a subject for a little bit more down the line. Let's just focus on the severe weather first. I know it's a little easy to get sidetracked with that. I still think it's absolutely insane that they already enhanced risk 4 days out. Can't wait for tomorrow. Yeah, it's just goes to show you, once again, the ingredients are well in place here. I mean, it really seems pretty pretty hefty. I mean, once again, we got a lot of or a decent amount of instability, a lot of wind shear. A lot of wind shear is, guys, if you don't know what that is, it's basically just winds throughout the entire atmosphere regarding their wind speeds and their directions. That's what wind shear is. But yeah. Stephanie says, thank you, no problem. Will Northern Alabama be very severe? So, let's see here. So for day 5, which is Tuesday, Northern Alabama, we do have ourselves a risk. Now, regarding the percentage, like I was saying right now, it's a 15% chance of seeing severe storms within 25 miles of a given location. So, yeah, obviously, like I said, it's you are in the risk area, but given the exact probabilities right now, it's still not 100% known. Let's see here. But anyways, thank you, Destiny. I appreciate you for subscribing. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's see here. I know it may be a little bit far, but thought I'd ask what it might be. Yeah, honestly, it's fine, Barbara. I hear you. It still is a little far, yeah, but we'll learn more about that. But yeah, like I said, y'all, if you have any questions, feel free to let us know. We're going to be here for a little longer today. I'm going to try to push 2-hour coverage or 2-hour. Oh, wow. I am going to, probably try to be here for at least another half hour or so with you guys, or at least for being live for 2 hours. Tomorrow, I'm planning on doing 2 live streams tomorrow. We're going to get, as we're getting closer to the event, we're going to know a little bit more. So tomorrow, I'm going to do 2 live streams, one in the morning-ish afternoon and another in the evening, okay? That way I can prepare as many people, as possible with the newest updates and all that stuff. So, like I said, we'll be live again to cover it with you guys. But, like I was saying, I mean, unfortunately, we got a pretty big couple of days up ahead of us. What's my opinion for North Alabama? Like I was saying, 15% chance regarding severe weather. Once again, there's no breakdowns quite yet regarding the exact percentages and stuff like that, but, we'll see. Kaylee, I don't know about all that. I know there's a lot of people out there that say some fear-mongering stuff like that, but I wouldn't trust it. It'll be fun to watch as the day of the eclipse approaches. Absolutely, Barbara. Yeah, of course. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to see the total. I'm here in Florida. I'll be seeing about 50 to 60% of it, but unfortunately, I won't be able to see the full thing. But it is what it is. My friend, he's actually deploying a weather station. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I'm actually building a mesonet, they call it, which is a fancy weather station. And my friend who's wiring it up for me, we almost got it done, by the way, guys. My mesonet, I should have it next week. Next week here. But yeah, he's actually deploying a weather station in the solar eclipse region up in Missouri. So he's going to share the data with me. So I'll actually go over that, which would be pretty cool. Let's see here. Between the eclipse happening and this coming week, see, groceries, electronic problems. I don't know, Nikki, about all that. My birthday is the 7th, and weather is always a toss-up. I'm excited to see what I get. Springfield, Illinois. Yeah, there you go. I mean, Megan, you're close to it, so it'll be. I think we're gonna do a full live stream of solar eclipse. Like, I think I'm gonna stream during the eclipse, and I think I'm gonna stream before the eclipse for updates of the solar eclipse and stuff like that. Like, I'm gonna be pumping out a bunch of content for you guys for the eclipse. For one, it'll be very informative for you guys, but also looking back on it from years from now, like, oh yeah, I remember the 2024 eclipse. That'd be pretty cool. Have my eclipse glasses from the last one still? Oh yeah, from 2017. I remember that one. Let's see here. Kaylee says, how much will us see in Delaware County, Oklahoma? So I don't know where Delaware County's at, but you can see for yourself based off of the map. You should know where you're at. But yeah, the more east you really go into Oklahoma, the greater the threat for severe weather. I mean, as of right now, we have that 30% chance probability across the orange and that 15% chance. Wow, that's a very bad 5. Just ignore that. There we go. So 15% chance over here across the yellow and the 30% chance across the orange. So yeah, the bottom line is the more you get closer to eastern Oklahoma, the greater the probability regarding severe weather is going to be. Once again, this is for April 1st, guys, if you're just tuning in here. Let's see here. What is Ohio looking like? So, good question, my friend. So, Ohio, here for the first, we got a little sliver by Cincinnati, but really the main threat for Ohio is going to be on April 2nd for the southern side of the state. For the central and southern side, we got ourselves a 15% chance regarding severe weather. So, from Columbus to Cincinnati to, I have no idea how you say that, Chillicothe, I think maybe. Tell me if I'm saying that wrong, which I know I am. But anyways, Portsmouth, we have Lowell, and all that stuff. How to have an interest from meteorology? It started from a bunch of things. I know a lot of typical person like, oh yeah, Twister. Twister had a lot to do with it, but also actually experiencing a tornado when I was little. It was scary. I was freaking out, but at the end, I was like, dang, that was pretty cool. So between that, me loving just winter weather and just storms in general, it just over time just grew into this big passion of me just loving it. But yeah, it was a bunch of things. Let's see here. Dave says, hi, thanks for what you do. You're very welcome, Dave. No problem. Glad to help out anytime I can. Just know I'll be here for y'all. Emmanuel, I'm not going to mention anything about a high risk. I don't think as of now it's going to get up that high, to be honest with you. I think what's on the table is, in theory, I think it's theoretically possible that a moderate could be needed for mostly damaging winds, but even then I'm still a little skeptical. But a high risk, yeah, we're not going to say anything on that. I don't think so, honestly, as of now. So I don't think that's really on the table right now. So we'll see. I mean, we'll definitely see how it goes. Let's see here. Gonna hit up the dollar store, get some Eclipse glasses. There you go. Better get them before they sell out. Amazon's gonna have a lot of them too. So, did I know the storm in Joplin? Let's see. Did I know the storm in Joplin Concepts? What? What are you talking about? Well, I know that Joplin. I don't know what you're trying to say, but Joplin is in the 30% chance zone, which obviously is in the, is in the hefty stuff here. So funny with the names of each town and city and each state. I know, Barbara, there's some pretty wild names out there. What regions do I think that moderate would be, if so? Yeah, probably northeast Oklahoma, portion southwestern Missouri, maybe. Because that's where we're going to have the highest kinematics, the highest wind shear, and the best thermodynamics, the best instability and stuff is going to be kind of in that region. But subject to change. So we'll see. Let's see. Eclipse sometimes. Let's see. Gotcha. Oh, wow. That's interesting. What is Eastern Iowa looking like for tonight? So yeah, there's a little marginal risk today. We got Eastern Iowa included in the level 1 threat. Once again, it's nothing concerning. No tornadoes, no damaging winds expected. What it is though is just a small little hail threat. I mean, you can already see here in the latest reflectivity scans, there's a little storm that's been actually a bit of storms popping off here in southeastern Iowa. But once again, just small hail is expected. Nothing super crazy. Let's see here. But yeah. Let's see here. Honestly, yeah, Nikki, that's not too bad of an idea. Just be prepared. What I would recommend, guys, is, like I said, have your survival stuff ready and inside of your safe spot, just to be prepared for it. Obviously, once again, if you are in some of these risk areas like we were talking about, especially across the orange here, that's the greatest probability as of now, like eastern Oklahoma, southeastern Kansas, a lot of Missouri, and northwest Arkansas. Like I said, that's really the heaviest of the areas as of now. So we'll definitely need to be looking out there for it. And now would be a great time to get prepared for it. Get your first aid kit, bring some water, shoes, a helmet, weather radio, flashlight, bring all that to your safe spot. If you don't know where your safe spot's at, it's in the, like I said, it's in the, obviously, a basement or a storm cellar. That's where you want to go. But if you don't, then a central interior portion of your home, such as a closet or a bathroom, would be the best option. But after that, let's see here. Let's see. Are we projected anything in Florida anytime soon? Christy, not really anything crazy. Hunter, I do not play. I don't really play too many video games. If I do, it's usually like Flight Simulator, but I don't really play games too much because, being an adult, you don't have. I don't know. I'm just not as interested in gaming as I used to be as a kid. I just kind of grew out of it, honestly. Let's see here. Oh, that's interesting, Kaylee. I used to love that show growing up. It was pretty funny. But yeah, guys, like I said, if y'all have any questions about the event coming up here, like I said, feel free to let me know. But like I said, we're not doing zip codes right now because, it just takes a bit of time and all that stuff. And but like I said, y'all, I mean, if y'all do enjoy this, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. And, most importantly, not for the channel or anything like that, please share this live stream to anybody you can. That way that, you all can be weather aware and you can honestly help, help out people, and help potentially save lives by sharing this here. Because, like I said, it's definitely, quite a broad event, quite a large event, covers a lot of areas. And so I can almost guarantee that somebody somewhere in the risk areas. So just, if you could share this live stream, subscribe if you haven't, like it if you haven't. That way it helps, the YouTube algorithm push out the channel more and, helps get this out there, guys. Because, like I said, it's not for me. It's for you guys and for everybody. If you guys can help me out, I can't do it alone. So if you guys could please just do that stuff, and it would mean a lot. Not to me, but for everybody else, I'm sure would appreciate it too. Just getting that word out there and keeping people weather aware. Tiffany, I haven't in a while, but I will eventually get to that whenever I have time. What's my NATO cast? Let's see what I think it's going to be. I don't know. NATO cast is interesting, though. Is hurricane season this year supposed to be big? Yes. We're going to be in the La Nina this year, which is typically big for hurricane season. But actually, I just made a YouTube short on that the other day. So go on our shorts page after this live stream, and you can see my latest little update there on the Hurricane Center. Or not Hurricane Center, the hurricane update there. But yeah, it's going to be above average season. But anyways, y'all. But like I said, guys, once again, regarding the severe weather potential, so here for April 1st, once again, we're going to have a decent amount of instability available across like Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, and unfortunately, we're going to have a pretty strong lower-level Jet 2 as we do got ourselves that surface low, a strong low-pressure system kicking off here. And, with that being said, we're going to have some pretty strong, not just lower level, but also, mid-level winds here, very, very strong winds across the atmosphere. Which will, allow for some supercell development to potentially occur and all that stuff. So keep an eye on it. Do I see this going north into South Bend, Michigan at all? No, honestly, I don't see this going into Michigan. That low pressure system should cross just right over Michigan, which will, I think leave out Michigan in any severe concern as of now. Instability doesn't build up there, at least according to the models now, but we'll see. Do I think that the tornado warnings always get to people in time, whether it's by their phones or a broadcast system? I mean, that's why we have them, is to get to people in time. Sometimes you have a little bit more of a warning than others. See, it says on my computer that it's going to rain tomorrow. Is that ahead of schedule? Well, tomorrow we got just a thunderstorm threat. No severe weather expected. All of this is expected to start for Sunday or Easter, which will... Yeah, I'll go bring it over here real quickly. So, like I said, all the severe weather is going to start for March 31st, my bad. Across the Ohio Valley. We got a small little marginal risk there. The Storm Prediction Center, they just basically said that, hail is going to be a small possibility, a little bit of hail possible here for the 31st. But the big stuff is not going to start until April 1st. We got that enhanced risk, that really large risk for severe weather. So, definitely keep an eye on it. Let's see here. Don't be scared, simply. Like I said, we'll get through this together. Just make sure you're weather aware and just constantly watching it, as that'll be very, very important, and you can stay up to date with it. Let's see. Cashapp says, hello from West Michigan. Hope you're doing good, my friend. Glad to have you here. And like I said, right now, I'm not concerned for areas in Michigan, honestly. I think a lot of the severe weather is going to remain to the south of Michigan. I use Radar Mega. I learned the read velocities, so now I know rotating storm before it gets warm. There you go. Nice, Kaylee. That's good. And that's what I recommend to people with storm anxiety is just learn how to read radar. It doesn't matter what radar program. Once again, I know there's a lot of YouTube channels that do sponsors. I don't do sponsors, because I'm not in it for the money or anything like that. And, the donations that we do get, like I said, we mostly put back into our channel. It helps me stay alive as well because I do this full time. But, yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just whatever radar program you want. I mean, there's a lot of them. If you don't know any of them, there's like Radar Omega, there's Radar Scope, there's GR2, a bunch of programs out there. Just, learn how to read radar, velocity, correlation coefficient, and that will help calm your nerves a lot. That way you can kind of see what's going on in the storm heading towards you. Northern Illinois, as of now, is not in the risk area. As of now, places by central and southern Illinois has a risk for severe weather. Let's see. What do I think of the tornado risk for southeastern side of Kentucky Tuesday? So for April 2nd, yeah. So, whenever it comes to the models and stuff like that, for like Kentucky and all, I don't, to be honest with you, I do think there will be the possibility for a couple of, tornadic activity incidents, but I think the biggest threat's going to be more a little bit to the west. Honestly, I think Kentucky's threat's going to be more of like winds. I feel like winds is going to be a big problem, like damaging wind gusts and stuff. Is Alabama in the track of this? Yeah, so Alabama is in the risk area. Let me bring you over here. So as of now, for April 2nd, Tuesday, Alabama is in the risk area. We got a level 2 threat equivalent. So got to keep an eye out there for it. Northern Alabama as of now. Central Southern as of now is not in a threat right now, specifically for the northern side. Let's see here. What are we looking at for the mid-Ohio Valley over the next few days? So, yeah. So, there you go. There's the threat. So, if you're in yellow here, you're at risk regarding severe weather. In this case, this is for Tuesday, the 2nd, which is my birthday, actually. So, yeah, for my birthday here, the Ohio Valley, most of it's in the risk area. Like Kentucky, all of West Virginia, like southern, central Ohio will be at risk. See, I'm a tad concerned with tornado potential in the first. Moisture and stability seems adequate. Lower level jets. Yeah, no, I agree. ESC. I mean, all of the ingredients really coming together for the first out there by like eastern Oklahoma and stuff. Keep an eye on it. Sounds good, Misty. Let's see here. Malice, I think your name is, saying thank you for taking a look. No problem. No problem. See, Dayton says, cool, thanks. No problem, my friend. You are very welcome. But yeah, so, once again, y'all, if you don't know, once again, the biggest day regarding severe weather is going to happen here for the first. I think April 2nd will have a good tornado potential. Between both days, I think there's going to be good potential for severe weather in general. Personally, I think the heavier day for tornadoes is going to be on the first, but that's what I think. Could Southwest Virginia have any tornado percentages? Here, let's bring up the models. So there is enough instability. Let's see here. Wind shear, we got about 40 knots, which is not bad. Northeasterlies, winds mostly easterly in the mid-low atmosphere. I would say it's not impossible, but I wouldn't count on it being anything significant. I think it's going to be more for damaging winds, honestly. Let's see here. Oh, that sounds good, Barbara. Man, y'all are making me hungry. How could you do that to me? But yeah, so like I was saying, we'll just see. But like I said, y'all, if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to let me know. And like I said, if there's any way, any form, any shape, or how I can help y'all out, feel free to let me know. Gabriel. Yeah, I never really liked Swiss cheese, honestly. I know it's very off topic, but somebody's got to say it. But yeah, so, bottom line, guys, like I was saying, instability and, instability as well as, the wind shear is pretty interesting. How bad's the purple? The purple you see here, that's just increased wind shear at our mid levels. So that's like 20,000 feet up. So it's pretty high up. We're talking about 100 plus knots of winds. Like that's over like 110, 120 miles an hour, which that's fast moving winds up there. Any thoughts on Central Missouri on April 1st? So, yeah, Central Missouri is in the heavy stuff. So, as of now, I don't know if you knew this, but, yeah, your outlook as of now, we got ourselves a 30% chance regarding severe weather potential. So, we got ourselves a, pretty good threat regarding severe weather coming here for April 1st. So, we'll definitely keep an eye out there for that. So... once again, the breakdown regarding tornado probability, damaging winds and hail is still not quite known yet, but, obviously you're in a pretty hefty threat. Is that going to be any chance of an EF5? So, I mean, obviously, yeah, we haven't had an EF5 in a long time. What I will tell you is I think there's going to be the possibility for significant tornadoes. What I mean by that is EF2 plus. I think it's possible. Now, obviously, the chances of us having an actual EF5, it hasn't happened in many, many years. And obviously, I really can't tell you if that's going to be very, very likely or not. But I think there's going to be a good shot we could have some over EF2, what we call hatched or significant tornadoes. I think it's possible. Just given the fact of how strong our low-level winds are and all that stuff, I think it's a good possibility that we could have some big tornadoes, EF2 plus, but regarding EF5, like I said, we haven't had that in a long time. Let's see here. It's best not to mention that. I agree. Yeah. Yep. Not really a good subject. But anyways. What do I think the marginal threats will be? Honestly, I really can't tell you that catastrophic because, it's probably going to move around a lot, between now and then, for one, because, models right now might not show instability or severe potential for one area, while another area it does the closer we get to the event. So, it's, What's up, Lynn? Hope you're doing good. Welcome here. On the future radar with the sliders, storms become outlined in black. I think there's some tonight in northwest Illinois. Can I tell us what those mean, supercells? So, yeah, for the ones in Illinois and stuff, like I said, we have a small marginal risk today. Level 1 severe weather threat here. Not a big problem, honestly. Just a small concern for some hail. That's the only reason. That's the only, risk we have today across these regions here, just for small hail. No tornadoes, no damaging winds is expected. Just flat out a little bit of a hail concern. Small hail. Will there be power outages on Monday? More than likely, with severe weather, there will very well likely be it. Let's see here. Probably more of a question is where the marginal threats won't be. I mean, we'll see. Where there's not instability. I mean, but yeah, it's just too early to tell that. Let's see here. But yeah, no, back to Missy though. It definitely does look like there very well could be some power outages come the 1st and the 2nd. Because like I said, look how large that risk area is though. So, Brave, and we're not doing zip codes. Plus, that's a 4-digit number. So. Yeah, Xavier. Like I said, guys, we're not gonna do any zip codes. We're gonna do those whenever we have like breakdowns. So whenever it comes to whenever the Storm Prediction Center, the day before the event, whenever I can actually give you a probability for damaging winds, tornadoes, or hail, I will let you know, because it's just still a little early in time to really go over that right now. But we'll get to it eventually. Not today though, but we'll get to it. Tomorrow we should see one of the largest risk areas come live. We'll see. Tomorrow. So this is going to turn from an extended convective outlook into a normal convective outlook. So once again, this is a big enhanced risk that we have here, and this is a big slight risk that we have here. So like I said, it's this is equivalent to the level 2. This is equivalent to level 3. I mean, the magnitude of this is huge, very large. And, you know, that's not the only day. Like I said, it extends into the day after that, too. You know, Mid-Atlantic, the Ohio Valley and stuff like that. I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. to check the day 3 outlook. I hear you. Yes, I'm going live twice tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to go live for you guys for, you know, an update. And then tomorrow evening, we're going to do the same thing we're doing now. So we'll do the same thing we're doing now tomorrow 2 times. So I'll be here for y'all. I will. Let's see here. They actually just updated the, hold on. They just updated the convective outlook. I want to double check and make sure they didn't add anything under. Make sure they're not trying to sneak any other risk under me right now. Nope, still the same. Yeah, so you can see no tornadoes, no damaging winds, just a hail threat. So it's an enormous slight risk. It is. It's a big risk. It's a big risk. Do I think we could see a moderate on the day 3 convective outlook? I don't know, honestly. I feel like, I mean, like I said, my opinion, take this how you want to. I think if we did get a moderate, it would be for damaging winds mostly. But I do think a moderate is not off the table. I think it's theoretically possible. But anything above that, it's just, no. It's not really. Not enough support for anything higher than a moderate potential. So I'll be working through 11 a.m. through 7 p.m. tomorrow. Gotcha. So, yeah, I'll probably be live from 12, and I'll probably go back live again around 7. So by the time you get off work, I'll be live again, more than likely. Because I started this one at 7. Yeah, I've been live exactly just now, 2 hours exactly. We've been live. So I started at 7 o'clock Eastern. So, yeah, we'll be live again the same time tomorrow, 7 Eastern. And, of course, I'll do another live stream before that at, let's see, probably around 2 maybe. Maybe around anywhere from like 12 to 2 p.m. I'm going to go live the first time. Then we'll go live again at 7. I don't think they'll do a mod tomorrow. Like the after. Yeah, honestly, I kind of agree with that, to be honest with you. Yeah. We'll probably just have a big enhanced risk tomorrow. We'll see. We shall see. But anyways, y'all, well, like I said, if there's any final questions I can get to you before I roll off here, let me know. Like I said, you know, we're getting ready to roll off here. We've been on for a lot longer than a typical update would be, but, you know, for a good cause it is. And once again, I have to give a big shout out to our donor today. We had Barbara. Barbara today coming up to $10 super chat. Appreciate it, Barbara. I really appreciate you. And thank you so much for the support. Also, we had let me just double check I didn't get anything else I didn't see. No, we also had Brandy too, coming to the $5 donation on Cashapp. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you for the donations and all. Helps keep me going. Helps keep me alive. Because, like I said, this is my job. This is what I do here. So it's much appreciated, y'all. When's the next SBC update for Monday? Sometime like 2 a.m., I think. Something like that. Could be wrong. All right, see you later, Lynn. Thanks for joining. But yeah, guys, if there's any other questions I can fulfill, feel free to let me know. I'm not going live on my gaming channel, no. Not right now. I'm whooped. Just going to take it easy for the rest of the night, and then tomorrow we're going to be... Yeah, I'm probably not going to be live on that channel for a while until severe weather's done, my birthday is over with, and... yeah. Anyways, let's see here. Let's see, you're so welcome. Thank you, Barbara. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, y'all. Let's see, 1 to 3 days are updated many times a day. The day 3 outlook's updated twice a day, I believe. The day 2 outlook's updated... No. The day 3 outlook, I think, is updated once every day. The day 2 outlook, I think, is updated twice a day. And the day 1 outlook is updated 4 times a day. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure. Do I think we could see a big tornado risk? Yeah, I think it's possible. This is mostly, I mean, this will be a good tornado probability here for April, April 1st. It's going to be like the big day, I think, regarding that. Let's see here. But yeah. All right, y'all. Well, once again, any final questions before I roll off here? If not, we're gonna go ahead and call it a night here. I'm gonna get some sleep and all that here soon. So I'll be well rested tomorrow. Yeah, like I said, tomorrow on the table though, we're doing 2 live streams, one in the afternoon, and then one in the evening for you guys. So we'll give you guys 2 updates tomorrow, and then the day after that, same thing, and then we'll just do this until the event happens and all that stuff. What do I anticipate the tornado probability will be? I'm not too sure, Tiffany, honestly, but at least a 5% easily. I'll tell you that. Just depends. Probably a 10%. We'll see. But once again, that's a little far-fetched for now. And I don't think it's going to get that high. No. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get that high of a tornado probability with this event. Anyways. All right, y'all. Well, we're going to go ahead and head off here. Once again, thank y'all for joining us today. It's much appreciated. And, like I said, if you guys did enjoy it, please consider leaving a like, hitting that subscribe button. And, guys, I'm serious. If you guys could please share this to as many people as you know right now. Just take a moment, share this, tell your friends and family to subscribe. That way that they can be aware and, updated whenever we do go live to help out with weather. Like I said, y'all, you guys can make a huge difference. If you guys could share, it would be much appreciated, y'all. I don't think it'll hit much of Michigan, Tusk, honestly. But like I said, y'all, if you guys could please share this, leave a like, subscribe. That way, boost the algorithm and stuff like that. It'll really help out, guys. Seriously, you guys can definitely make a big difference in terms of helping share this out here. So, but anyways, y'all. Well, once again, thanks for joining. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night. Like I said, stream's gonna head off here in about 2 minutes, and once again, I appreciate y'all, but we're going to go ahead and head over here to the ending screen. Once again, a big shout out goes to Brandy as well as Barbara. Once again, thank you guys for the donations. You guys are our donators here for today. Much appreciated. You guys absolutely rock. Much love to you. And alrighty. All right, y'all. Well, stream's heading off here in approximately 2 minutes. Go ahead and say goodbye to your friends, family, anybody you're hanging out with in the chat. And until next time, my friends, you guys hang out, or you guys take care. I don't know where I got that from. You guys take care. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Like I said, don't worry about the severe weather event. I understand it's a little scary and stuff, but like I said, we'll get through it. We'll walk you guys through it. I'll keep you guys prepared and everything like that. But all right, you guys. Well, you all take care. Much love to you, and we'll see you guys here in the next one. Peace out, my friends. Catch you then.